Welcome guys to a very special episode of our Pokemon Gold version playthrough. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can obtain all 3 Gen 2 starters right at the beginning of your game. That's right, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile will be yours right when you first set out on your journey. Now, while you see me playing this on Pokemon Gold version and instructing you through Pokemon Gold version, the exact same steps that I give you can also work in Pokemon Silver and Crystal versions as well. All 3 Gen 2 games, the exact same process will work there to get all 3 Gen 2 starters right at the beginning when you start your game out. Additionally, this will also work in any way that you want to play the games, whether it be on the Nintendo eShop. If you purchase the game there and you're playing on Virtual Console, this method will work. If you're playing on the original cartridges, this method will work. If you're playing on an emulator, that's right, this method will work. Now, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, you are going to have to start out with a brand new game. There's no other way to go about this. This is the easiest way to get the starters right when you first begin your game. There are other methods, of course, there's a million ways to do everything, but this is the way I'm showing you. You're going to start a brand new game. Now, before you go ahead and do that, I also want to stress that I think it's very important that you watch the video in its entirety before you try to follow along. That way you don't mess any steps up or miss any important details that'll help you along the way. So, let's begin. We're going to start a brand new game. You're going to go through the introductory sequence, you're going to set the clock, you're going to talk to Professor Oak, and you're going to choose your trainer's name. I would pick a name that you're going to want to keep throughout the duration of your playthrough, because we are going to use like some sort of like save method and a little soft reset in order to get all 3 starters. It's a very simple process that'll work on all 3 games, so make sure though that since we're saving it, that you choose a name that you want to keep. Don't choose something embarrassing because you don't want to regret that later. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go through this process. I'm going to choose my name when speaking to Professor Oak, and then I will see you in the bedroom. Yeah, I heard it. From here, you should have already spoken to Professor Oak and chosen a name that you're going to keep. You're going to leave the bedroom and you're going to go down and talk to an automated sequence with your mother, and she's going to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. You can skip through all this, whatever settings and whatever things you want to choose here and adjust here, that's perfectly fine, but none of this is part of the actual process yet, so skip through this and I'll meet you outside. After speaking with your mother, you should have gotten the Poke Gear, set the day of the week, chose whether it's daylight savings time, and decided whether or not you know how to use the phone, because she was going to show you how to do that anyway. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to come right out here in front of Professor Elm's lab. Do not go inside it. Save it right here. And we're going to override any existing save files. That's perfectly fine by me. If you don't have one, that's fine, whatever. Just save it because this is where we're going to keep things. Again, there's a difference between saving the in-game and the emulator process, which is to do a save state. This is not going to work for save states. Don't do that. Save in-game just like I did. Very important. There's a difference. Do it this way. Okay? Once you've saved the game, go inside and follow the story along for a little bit, pick your starter, and all that good stuff. We'll talk to Professor Elm. Mark, there you are. I needed to ask you a favor. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyways, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Could you look into it for us? I'll give you a Pokemon for a partner. They're all rare Pokemon that we just found. Go on, pick one. Okay, so from here, this is the part where it's sort of starting to begin our process, our method for getting all 3. It doesn't matter which one that you pick because we're going to end up with all 3 anyway. There's no like specific order that you have to do this, just grab one. So I think for me, let's just, go ahead and just grab whatever one that we want. I'm going to go ahead and grab Chikorita because again, it does not matter. Okay, cool. And then we'll come back for the other 2 after we follow our methods. Okay, we're not going to pick a nickname. You can if you want, it doesn't matter. Okay, you'll talk to him, and then from here, you're just going to go past CherryGrove, and you're going to go see Mr. Pokemon to the north, and you're going to go ahead and get that little mysterious egg that he has for you, and then you're going to come back here. So I will let you do that, and then I will see you when I'm ready to see you again. Once you arrive in CherryGrove, you can just skip this, cut all the way through to the left, and then go up north. You will see a building on the left. That's not Mr. Pokemon's house. Skip that and keep going up until you see the sign. Once you see the sign, you'll know that you're right there. Once you reach Mr. Pokemon's house, head inside, and he will initiate a line of dialogue with you and provide you with a mystery egg. Skip all this, go through it, whatever, and then make your way back down south through CherryGrove, but be prepared to fight your new rival. He has stolen a Pokemon, and he's going to fight you with your elemental opposite. Beat him, and then head back to Professor Elm's lab. Once you've arrived in CherryGrove, prepare for battle. You're going to fight your rival right here as you're about to leave. Go ahead and just beat him like normal, and then head on over to Elm's lab back in Newbark. Once you've made your way back to New Bark Town, head inside Professor Elm's lab and talk to the police officer. He'll explain the situation to you about how your rival just stole a Pokemon, and he'll ask you what his name was. You can pick whatever you want, but this name will stick with you throughout the process, so choose wisely. Once the conversation with the police officer is over, go ahead and talk to Professor Elm. You'll let him know about Mr. Pokemon's findings with the mystery egg. You'll talk about the Pokedex that you just got from Professor Oak in the same time. And then he'll advise you to take the gym challenge, but also to talk to your mom, which you are going to do. When you leave, one of Professor Elm's aides is going to give you some Pokeballs to help you on your journey. You're going to need those because that's when the glitch begins. You're going to catch some random Pokemon, whether it be Sentret, Rattata, Spinarak, whatever, some Hoot, just something outside of town in the patch of grass nearby, because that Pokemon is going to be used as a placeholder that's going to be lost in the ether in order for us to get the starters. So you're going to come down. The aide is going to tell you, hey, got some Pokeballs for you to help you on your Pokedex quest. Go ahead and get those. And then be on your way. Once you're back at home, go ahead and talk to your mom, choose your options, and skip through all this dialogue. Once you're done with that, you're going to head to the left or to the west just again, and you're going to be stopped as you're exiting, as a trainer is going to show you how to catch Pokemon. You can say no to that if you want. You don't need him to show you. He's not part of the process. Once again, as a reminder, once you get out here, this guy's going to stop you, ask you if you want to be shown how to catch Pokemon. You can say no. Now the glitch process is going to begin. So we're going to get one starter at a time from here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into the grass and you're going to catch any Pokemon. It doesn't matter as long as it's not of any significance. Like I said, Sentret, Rattata, Spinarak, Hoot, whatever. Just go ahead and catch that and add it to your party, because this is going to be the one that we're going to use as part of the glitch to swap it out for one of the other starters. Once you've captured any random Pokemon that you're not afraid to lose, head inside the Pokemon Center. What you're going to do now is take a Pokeball that you should have at least one, and you're going to give it to the starter that you've chosen. In this case, for me, it is Chikorita. I'm going to go to the PC and I'm going to deposit my starter, in this case Chikorita, in the box. Again, your starter might be different, that's fine. The one you start with doesn't matter. Just whatever one you've picked, go ahead and deposit that. So we're going to go ahead and deposit Chikorita there. Okay. And then from here, without backing out any further, we are going to change the box from box 1 to box 2. And we're going to hit switch. The game is going to tell you that in order to switch boxes, it's going to save. Now, this is part of the Pokemon cloning method, and this works for a whole bunch of different things that you can try in the future if you want, but we're going to focus on the starters. But this is a useful method for other things too, if you want. Item duplication, Pokemon cloning, whatever. Okay? So now it's telling us when you change a Pokemon box, data will be saved. We're going to say yes. Okay, there is already a save file. Is it okay to overwrite? Now, this is important. Before you hit save, you need to be prepared for the perfect moment to do the reset. And I'm going to show you exactly where that is. Go ahead and hit yes. Right now. That's the perfect moment right there. That's when you know that it worked. You want to do a reset point right here between the O in the word off and the H in the word the. Because we're seeing the T, we know that we've done it right. So we're good. We're going to go ahead and reset it. Now this is going to bring us right outside Professor Elm's lab. Head inside and grab a completely different starter after speaking to Elm. He's going to talk to you like we haven't done all of that other stuff, visited Mr. Pokemon, spoke to Professor Oak, etc. Mark, there you are. I need to ask you a favor. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this, blah, 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 whatever. We've all read this before. What we're going to do is after we skip through all this dialogue, we're going to go ahead and choose a different Pokemon. Because we don't have any on us now, I'm going to go ahead and choose a different one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him last. I'm going to grab... It doesn't matter really, but I'm going to go ahead and just pick Cyndaquil anyway. Perfect. Okay. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm just being picky. Okay, after you have grabbed whatever starter it is that you want, you're going to head back once again to CherryGrove, and you are going to go to the PC. And if we did it right, you should see the first starter tucked away in the box holding a Pokeball. So for me, that's going to be Chikorita holding a Pokeball. And the reason why we wanted Chikorita to hold that Pokeball is because we want to catch another Pokemon really quickly and repeat this process over again without having to go through all these additional steps. So this last final starter we have should be, that we need to obtain, should be much more quickly obtained or quickly grabbed. So we're going to go ahead and go here, and then we're just going to go ahead and cut across and head to CherryGrove. Now that we've made it back to CherryGrove, we're going to go inside the Pokemon Center, and we are going to try to retrieve the first starter that we chose. If it worked, it should be right here in the box. And there's Chikorita at level 10, just as we left it. Still holding the Pokeball as well, so now we have 2 of the 3. Now the reason, like I said, that we wanted to have a Pokemon, whatever starter that we initially chose, in this case Chikorita, holding a Pokeball, is because we need to go catch another Pokemon to redo this process one more time. Keep in mind, you don't want to do any saves during any of this process if that wasn't obvious, simply because that'll mess with the initial save that we have in front of Professor Elm's lab. Okay, so go ahead and just take that Pokeball from your Pokemon. Alright, and then head out, back to the grass, and be very careful. You're going to want to be very strategic about this. Catch the Pokemon with this Pokeball. If it doesn't work, you're going to have to go the long way and do everything that we did initially again in order to get that third and final starter, so be careful. Once you found a wild Pokemon that you're going to try and catch, I suggest using the new starter that you have. Hopefully you didn't level it up too much. That way you can go ahead and hit it with some leers and some tackles to bring it down and make it weak enough to capture. Otherwise, you're going to be in a tough spot. So go ahead and chip away at its health as much as you possibly can. Throw your Pokeball when you're ready, and pray to the gods that you can catch this thing. Once you've captured that Pokemon, we're going to go ahead and do the process again. Head back to CherryGrove, and this time, instead of depositing just the one starter, we're going to go ahead and deposit both. Once you again return to CherryGrove, head back to the box and repeat our initial process, but only this time deposit both the starter Pokemon, leaving only the one that you randomly caught. We're going to go back into Bill's PC. We're going to go ahead and deposit Cyndaquil, Chikorita. Okay, we're going to back out. Now, I got lucky capturing a level 3 Hoot, but there are level 2s out there in the wild, so if you want to try and catch one of those with that one Pokeball, you can do that too. Just be mindful that you're going to have to play it very carefully to make sure that you catch this, because you're going to need one final Pokemon that's going to be lost in the ether for us to get that final starter. So we're going to go ahead and go back, and we're going to change the box again to box 2, and it's going to tell us the same details. Choose switch. When you change a Pokemon box, data will be saved. Is that okay? Yes, there is already a save file. Is it okay to overwrite? Once again, try to reset it right when I initially showed you. That's the most effective and practical way to do this. When you're ready, go ahead and choose yes. Saving, there we go, and we got it. Don't turn off. Remember, we want to make sure that we do the reset right in between the O of off and the H and T. That's the perfect time to do it. We're going to go ahead and hit reset, and that should once again load us into the spot where we had previously saved it, just outside Professor Elm's lab. Perfect. Now you're going to go in, you're going to talk to him, and then he's going to ask you to pick a starter, and you're going to choose the third and final one that you haven't already chosen. So because I've already got Chikorita and Cyndaquil, I am naturally going to choose my personal favorite, Totodile. It was a best of last things for me. Whatever. I'm just obsessive that way. So he's going to talk, he's going to do all the dialogue that we've read already 2 times. Okay, and we're going to go here, and we're going to grab our final Pokemon. Oh, that's right, Totodile's in the middle. Okay, and then once you grab the starter, and you have it on your team, you can head back towards CherryGrove, go to the PC, and retrieve your other 2 starters. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We have once again arrived in CherryGrove, and we're about to enter the Pokemon Center. If done right, we should have 2 Pokemon in the box, consisting of our 2 previously chosen starters, which would again be, for me, Chikorita and Cyndaquil, and for you, whatever ones that you initially started with. And there we go. We got ourselves a Cyndaquil, and we got ourselves a Chikorita. Brilliant. Now we have all 3 starters, and we can continue on with our journey. Our rival will not know what hit him. I know this was a bit of a step-by-step process, but I'm hoping that you guys found this to be useful. Again, as a reminder, this will work in any method that you want to play, Gold, Silver, or Crystal. This entire process can be duplicated in any one of those games in any format that you want to play it, cartridge, virtual console, or emulation. But I had a good time making this video. Hopefully you found this to be helpful. Hopefully it made a lot of sense. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You can also join the Marcanine Discord server, link in the description box, if you want to @ me there, and then I can chat with you about whatever it is if you're struggling. But it should be, hopefully, a fairly painless process. But again, as I previously recommended, you should have watched the entire video from start to finish before doing anything on your own, just because there are some things that I update you on along the way, so that way you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. But anyway, you should have 3 starters to go with you on your journey through Johto. Very excited to have these 3 on the team. But again, if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, useful, or whatever, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have questions or any other feedback, leave it in the comment section. Like I said, I do reply to all comments, so yeah, drop me a line and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to the Marcanine channel for more content like this and other playthroughs and classic commentary. But nonetheless, that's it for me, guys. Take care of yourselves, be well, and I hope you enjoy your 3 starters on your journey in Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, whatever game you're playing. All right, guys, it's it for me. Take care, be well. I'll see you later.